But just the making pretty warehouses doesn't cut it anymore. We have to give people a reason to come to the shops. We have to give people an experience, something that they can meet like-minded people and have a space they can meet like-minded people.
Hello and welcome to the Retail Podcast, live from London, right here in Oxford Street. I'm joined by Richard Fisher, part of the design team at Holland Barrett. So Richard, for people who don't know who Holland Barrett are and what you do, I do appreciate you're a global company. Would you mind just taking us through your history? Tell us a little bit about how many stores, for example, you have and where you operate.
So we are 150 years old. We have just over 800 stores in the UK. We are really well known in the UK and in Benelux for being a health and wellness retailer. We have about 200 stores in Benelux and about 100 stores around the rest of the globe, in the Far East, the Middle East.
We've just had a tour of the store upstairs and the new refit and refurb store. And Richard, what's your, I think for people who don't understand about retail design, what does that encompass?
So retail design is, in short, everything in the shop you can't buy. So it's everything in the shop you can't buy. It allows you to navigate the store and gives you that sense of what the brand's all about and what it is and what it can do. And then to elevate to just be an empty space is something that's been no expectation.
I said this to you, I sort of half imagined you to turn up with a high-vis jacket and a bell. I'd say, come on, let's go, Alex. Let's go around the store.
24 hours ago, you would have got that day.
Yeah, so it's a fascinating journey and there are so many parts that I want to go in. But if we start with the customer and the customer journey into store, when you're thinking about designing the future of Holland Barrett with your team, right? Because things don't happen in a vacuum. So I have to acknowledge that yes, we're talking about design, but there is a team of people that care about this. But I'm just curious what that looks like for you. So, you know, we talked about a refit being about a 7-year lifespan. So what are type of missions that you're trying to address through design?
Ultimately, I've got to get your attention. You're just walking down the street. I've got to get your attention. And so once I've got your attention, I can get you into store and I can get you to the product you want. So being able to articulate, giving you something before you even enter the store, get your attention, bring you into store, and then be able to go, right, how do I navigate this store? How do I get through the store? Because ultimately, I need to go and find the right product and be able to understand if I got the right product or if I can go with this product. So yeah, it's that ability to sort of bring people in, get their attention, and then not scare them and not confuse them, not get them for like, how do I get out of this place? Does this make any sense? Yeah. So it's that sort of ability to go, get them into store, get into the product, and then really importantly, get them out of store with a really good checkout experience. So they leave the store and it's all been a positive, almost seamless experience.
It's really hard to do this podcast and not seem like a fanboy, right? Because I have to sort of stay impartial, but I love the fact that you have this premium feel when we're walking around. And as someone who sometimes I just want to go in and get my vitamin C because I'm feeling a bit under the weather, or other times you're trying to lose a bit of weight. And so I know I'll be recommended that I may be low on iron or some other. If you sort of have this 2-speed store, which is like the nirvana. So I've noticed upstairs you do have wider aisles. You do have sort of like premium materials. Is that sort of
all really considered? Look, we could be just a grocer, right? You could just be aisles and aisles and aisles of product, but that's not what who we are. And so what you said there is really important. I've been recommended something.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do at Holland Barrett is that we're not letting our customers do as much the heavy lifting. We're asking them. They come in, nobody wakes up in the morning going, I really wish I could have some zinc. I really feel like some magnesium. People wait in the morning go, my knee hurts, my gut hurts. You know, I want to be able to think quick. I want a better night's sleep. But we should be able to do that heavy lifting. So yes, there is that premium feel, but that's all built on the ability to have a trustworthy brand. So to have that ability that people come in and go, these guys know what they're talking about. Yeah. It's those sort of underlying values that the shop fit can show. So it's you coming in and go, yeah, these guys know what they're doing. They're not just, they clearly put time and energy and effort into their surroundings, and that then projects onto the products and the experience you have.
And so when you're looking at design, do you have that customer, like, is it an international customer that's a Holland Barrett customer? Or does that break down region? I mean, is the store format that we've seen of what your future store would be like, is that the format that would sort of gradually go across the world?
Absolutely, yeah. So our colleagues in Benelux have done a really good job. We are very aligned in our look and feel. We use the same material, how it's only subtly changed stuff. So when we're talking to a customer in Greece, we change the way we talk subtly, but the overall brand values remain the same.
What I'd like to do now is look about your process. As someone as an expert in the field, you live and breathe looking at store formats. What are the things that are really important to you? So, for example, sustainability, accessibility, security. What are the things or the pillars of design that you hold close to you and they're looking at those processes?
To me personally, it comes down to two words. It comes down to showbiz and punk. You say about the two words together, but if you think about it, it has to be showbiz.
Absolutely.
It has to sell the dream. It still has to be beautiful. It has to be somewhere people want to go and indulge themselves and look. And
I agree, yeah.
But punk, why punk? Punk is all about getting your attention. It has to be disruptive. Look, I would try my hardest. I would try my hardest to make you like what we design. But that's all choice. I can't control that. What I can control is getting your attention. Yeah. So that's what we try and do. We try and make things showbiz, beautiful, sell the dream, if I ran. But we have to be disruptive. I have to get your attention because until I have that, you're not coming anywhere near it.
I'm really curious, as someone, again, an expert in the field, what part of the customer journey for you is really important? And I know maybe the answer is all of them. So, for example, discovery, checkout, walking into the store. Is there something that when you looked at the refit and redesign of your store that you thought, we need to maybe bring more, for example, different checkout formats? We want more self-checkout. We want more, assisted checkout. What's your priority of design? Obviously, punk, it has to grab your attention and it has to sort of be a rebel in that sense.
It's a bit more of a boring answer.
Okay.
It's scale.
Okay, so how do you scale it?
If you can only do it once, you're only going to get a very, very small group of people who ever see your work. So you have to be able to think about how am I going to get to scale? So we have 8 other stores. Yeah, you can only do it in 6 stores because of the capital constraints.
Yeah.
You're only ever going to affect less than 1% of your estate.
Got you.
So you have to design something in a way that is beautiful. There's all these things, but you have to get to scale. So being able to design something that has a great return on investment, has the ability to be able to scale, that can be reproduced quickly, massively over an estate this big, that is the secret. So unless you're approaching it in those ways, you are an artisan a bit.
800 or 3,000, you have to be able, it makes so much sense. And obviously this expert in the field, novice in the field, that's okay. So I just want to home in because I noticed green and community are two things that really stood out for me in the new Refits. So just to be clear, on Oxford Street, there are 2 Holland Barracks about 500 meters apart. One of them is a refit, which is something that, actually, what am I doing this? Why didn't you tell us about the 2 different stores?
So we yet to have 5 stores now on our Oxford Street. And so 2 of those are brand new stores. So they were candy shops. One was a candy shop and one was a Harry Potter up until just before Christmas. So we get to those and 7 complete Holland Barrett. So we do about 50 to 100 of brand new stores and refits throughout the year. To get to our big refit numbers, we have to be able to use a lot of our existing estate and then effectively refit them and do it in a way that is capitally sensitive. So we do that in a way we change just the floor, the ceiling, create some key touch points around the store. So things like teal, but the majority of things like the gondolas, we keep the same. So the store looks brand new, but we've actually only changed some very key touch points.
Can you just home in on the sports zone downstairs? Because I love that. This sort of collective. I mean, Gymshark do a really good job of that on Regent Street in their flagship, and it feels like you're almost echoing and reaching out to that community. So just talk us through, because again, for people that don't understand, what is that sports zone downstairs about?
So sports in Oxford Street is all about how do you, look, Gymshark's really interesting because they're quite a masculine brand. Yeah, I do play to a female demographic, but predominates.
Yeah, weightlifters.
Big lads.
Yeah.
where we have to get to is we have to make sure our demographic, or we are inclusive. We cannot be exclusive. We are inclusive. So if you want to lose weight, or you want to go do a lot of cycling, or you want to, you're in a fig, you want a male,
Free healthy, get.
so we have to be inclusive. So the way we design our sports departments is that it is inclusive. So we, the temptation is to go and do lots of bodybuilding stuff. But if you look at our new range, like Triactive, we particularly use almost warm, neutral colours. Yeah. So that we are inclusive to everybody.
Yeah. I mean, this is incredibly, not sad, but I love the colour palettes. Not because I know anything about colour. I just love design and colour. You must be one of those people as well. But when you see coloured palettes, you get excited. Oh, I didn't know that. But when you were talking about the emotional feel, I could imagining what, and I'll take some photos and maybe share them with you now through the show so you can see what we're talking about. But it does have that premium feel to it as well, right? And it is inclusive, because you're so right. The assumption, I didn't think about bodybuilders, but yeah, everyone, their protein shakes because they want to, but now everyone from teenage kids to old age pensioners are worried about their protein intake. So that's super fascinating. Okay. You mentioned Cardiff to me, and we mentioned that maybe a potential follow-up to this show at Cardiff. Talk to me about, talk to me what you can about Cardiff.
So Cardiff we have taken on the old Wilco site. It's a massive, massive site. So we have an abundance of space. And what it's allowed us to do is have a huge step on in where we're going. It's allowed us to do things in and around the store that you couldn't do in a smaller 50-bay store. So it is a huge step on. It will be very punk. It will be very showbiz. And I think it will get your attention. And I think what it will start to do is take people on the journey. At the moment, wellness, a lot of people in wellness, you're told what to do. Yeah. Eat this, drink this, journal this, sing this, dance this, and then take this data. It's overwhelming. Yeah. And where we want to take Cardiff, and it's the next step change of where we're going, it's a wellness coach. Yeah. So we'll put our arm around you and we go, hey, feeling, talk to us. Hey, how can we help you? And how do we help you navigate to those products that wellness needs? How do we take wellness as not just a product, but a way of life? And how do we help you achieve your wellness goals?
That's fantastic. When's the store due to open?
20th of March.
Okay. So in a couple of weeks. Fantastic.
Desperately trying not clash with Six Nations.
I'm just conscious of the fact I've got so many more questions I want to ask in terms about your principles. And then just to finish off, in terms of innovation, or when you're looking to the future, how do you see the future of retail? I'm really curious about how you see it. And it doesn't have to be, so let's not limit that this is a Holland Barrett vision of the future. I'm just curious about your opinion as an expert.
So I think the future of retail is, at the moment we have a lot of pretty warehouses. We have a lot of things where we expect our customers to do a lot of Eddie used to. Where we have to get to is somewhere that we give customers a reason to get off their bum on a Saturday afternoon and come to the shops. Yeah, we're on Foxford Street at the moment, and you look at the data, we're past pre-pandemic numbers. So retail is here, high streets are here. We have to give people a reason to go onto the high street. Yeah. Because thriving high street is important for everybody.
It's 100%.
So important. But just the making pretty warehouses doesn't cut it anymore. We have to give people a reason to come to the shops. We have to give people an experience, something that they can meet like-minded people, have a space they can meet like-minded people.
I mean, I totally agree. And one of the things that people take for granted, Gen Alpha, who is about 8 or 10 at the moment, 8, I think, Gen Z, Gen's Alpha, they will be $12 trillion of global retail spend, or have that spending power over the next, in 5 years' time than that, right? And so that's the thing that you want retailers to be built onto, which, if I'm brutally honest, a lot of people are still missing. They're still focused on 2000s e-commerce, digital, forgetting the fact that the store is the hub. And it's about how this hub becomes the heart of the community, which, irrespective of China, UK, Europe, US, the society that we live in, we need these community spaces. So as I said, I love the fact that you've got this sports zone. I love the fact that you've got these new community spaces, or maybe expert spaces that you're going to have, that you can come in and have some form of health experience. And obviously healthcare and health is just a massive growth area. Richard, thank you so much for taking the time with us. You're ever receiving Cardiff.